with the current allergy climates, Camo and hooks. The Camo.
Welcome to Camo and hooks.
That's a completely different vibe. That's like a Sammy Hagar song or something. Camo and hooks.
Camo and hooks.
Welcome to the Camo and Hooks podcast. This is Mike.
This is Luke.
We are coming to you yet again from Georgetown, Texas. Beautiful Lake Georgetown. Our coolers are empty, but our hearts are full.
Yep. Yeah, we got to shoot at things today.
Yeah. We shot some things. Some things were shot.
Some things were shot.
Yes.
Mostly things were shot at.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much par for the course. I'll start with the positive though, and then we'll get into the actual the ins and outs of the long hike. But I do feel like we're incrementally getting a little bit better. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our ability to know where game is going to be, where the doves are going to be, where we should set up, how we should set up. I think we're getting better at that, and we're seeing more game than we did the first couple times we came out.
Yeah, and I feel like just today, even again in my misses, I learned a lot.
Yes.
I learned a lot about what I was doing wrong by doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Which we've been joking about for weeks, right? Is I can't wait to get out there and make mistakes because I'm going to learn from those mistakes. But it's true.
Right.
We are learning from the mistakes.
It still sucks in the moment to not hit a bird.
It does.
It absolutely does. But yeah, that's
the disappointing light walk back.
Yes.
with an empty back pocket.
The Meatless Walk.
Mm-hmm.
There's your episode title, by the way. The Meatless Walk. Yeah, and you know what? So we came out in the morning, and we've kind of had a suspicion. I've dove hunted before, and it's always been in the evening, and I thought that there's a good chance we see some dove activity in the mornings out here. There is dove activity in the mornings, but it's different, and it's not nearly as hot. We saw a lot. Like as we're walking trails,
not as hot.
Yeah, jumping between trails, we saw some big flocks of birds fly. But the window, the alley to shoot them would be so small.
Right, and if you got them, they're most likely going to dive bomb into a tree or a thicket.
Yes,
instead of an open field.
Which segues into my experience with the birds today.
Yep.
Luke, we were shooting. Luke scared one flock. They went right to left on me. There was one trail on the flock, and I hit him just dead to rights. I mean, just wings tucked, straight down, just dive bomb. But he went somewhere where I just no chance of finding him. I thought maybe he had turned into close to a part of the trail and fallen down there, but I think he was further back and just fell into some really, really nasty brush, and I had to give up on him. But
yeah,
I mean, it's one dove that I'm sacrificing there, so it's out of. I don't know. It's tough. It's weird. You don't want to care about the meat of one dove, but if it's your only one, you kind of want to get it. And if it's the 14th of 15, you kind of want, or the 15th of 15, you want to get it too.
Exactly.
There's never a point where I've not cared about finding one that I've shot. It's just I care. It's hard for me to just be flippant about it and oh well,
Right. Also, you don't want to have just shot something just to shoot something.
Right. I mean, I'm sure, again, Lake Georgetown, nature will take care of it. I'm not worried about that. But
yeah, it's not going to go to waste.
Yeah, still stinks. If nothing else, it gives Luke leeway to make fun of me for lying about shooting it.
Yeah, sure, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it, air quotes.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Well, I think somebody just fired up a leaf blower.
Yeah, it's a leaf blower.
Fantastic. Now, in case you were wondering if we were ever faking it, actually podcasting from a campsite, that's the best proof right there. That is an RV owner that is currently leaf blowing his driveway.
Yep, in the campsite from which we are podcasting.
Yeah, but it's almost as if he doesn't care that there are two bad hunters podcasting 50 feet from him. That's incredibly rude.
Well, what's going to be embarrassing for him is when he listens to the podcast next week.
Right.
And he's like, oh, man.
It's like, Martha, that's me back there. I feel terrible.
I'm over it. Immediately.
Now, as Luke mentioned, there was shooting going on. There was a confirmed kill today.
There was a confirmed kill that we did find.
Yes. We found him. So we were... I've gotten a little cocky being out here a few times now, and I've decided, I know where the trails are. I'm going to take some shortcuts.
Wading through some high brush.
Yeah, go through some high brush near a creek bed. And, anybody that's experienced know where this is going. I stumbled right on top of an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. He was sitting there minding his own business. He wasn't doing anything to anybody. I saw him from about 5 feet. I stopped and was overcome with laughter because of the ridiculousness that I put myself in. Luke was a few strides behind me.
Yeah, he stops, so I stop, and then he starts laughing and dancing a jig.
I started like hopping and dancing. Like, I don't know, it was hilarious, and like I had nervous energy. I was like, oh, that could have just happened. Oh,
yep.
Wow. And so he ended up in a few more pieces than he was when he started.
Yeah.
Well, when I started dancing my little jig, and being funny, like he's well out of striking distance, 4 or 5 feet or so, but he coiled up and started rattling. So
yeah.
I did the community service of putting a few shells through him.
Well, he pops him the first time, and it made the rattlesnake mad.
Yeah.
So it rattles, he pops it rattles louder.
Yeah.
And so then he put 2 more into it. The third one was probably superfluous, but...
Yeah, I would have gone egregious.
Egregious?
Egregious, yeah.
Aggressively egregious.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's my new nickname. Old AE. So that was a kill, but he also had buddies back there in the brush too.
So we turned right around.
Yeah. Once he was chewed up, the rattling did not stop all around. So I figured, we'll skedaddle as it goes in Texas parlance.
Stick to the trails, friends.
But yeah, no, that was exactly. That's the best lesson right there. Like without getting snake bit, is saying like don't be stupid because you want to hurry up.
Yeah.
And, like, that was a big lesson for me. Like, I knew the path to get where we were going. I knew the trails. I had it all marked out. I knew the rabbit hole we were looking for and everything. And I just said, you know what? I'm tired of walking. I'm going to cut through this, this marshy, this wet creek bed. And then
let's hurry and not kill anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not true, though. We did kill something.
Well, okay.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
You could say that I led us to glory in a way there.
Sure.
Yeah. Not exactly glory, though. Yeah, he was really mad at that first shot. And it wasn't a missed shot. Like, there were chunks of pink. Like when I shot him in the first one, but it was not enough to deter him.
It was not.
Yeah. Well, look, man, I've met me. I know how I am. If I'm that snake, I'm like, I'd like to bite this guy too. I'm going to do whatever it takes, life or death.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think we learned. I got a call from a buddy while we were out there, and I answered the phone like this. And he says, well, "What are you doing, man? Did I wake you up?" I said, "No, I'm out here dove hunting." He goes, "Well, you ain't got to whisper. You're dove hunting. Turn on some tunes, have some fun." So that was one of the things we learned. We started just talking at a regular volume and stomping around with reckless abandon, and then we started seeing birds.
Yeah.
So it was exactly that's one of the things we learned. And then I had a good shot at some doves that were going straight away from me, right down. I mean, we were in between some trees, but they were going right down the alley away from me. And I popped off 3 shots and missed. But I realized that in my effort to try to keep the dove in my view, I had shot underneath them rather than understanding that I should have shot higher because they were flying away and
right, physics, geometry,
so on and so forth.
So on and so forth. And look, I mean, the first one was not a miss. You were spraying feathers. Like there wasn't enough load put into the animal to, cause it to be real inconvenienced by it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, though there were feathers falling on the ground. You're not as far off as maybe you thought you were. But yeah, and the other thing that when our buddy Chris called and told you that we were also Luke, you told him that I was obsessing over a rabbit.
Yeah, I said Mike is over obsessing about this rabbit that we saw.
All right, but this rabbit, like I saw it last time I was out here. And I just poked my head into his little hiding place. He's got a great spot out there. Mm-hmm. It's surrounded by lots of dense brush and lots of dead leaves on the ground. And I saw him last time. I took a shot at him. Took 2 shots at him and missed him, but it was through thick brush, so he's a better man. But we were snuck up on him again today. Spooked him again today, and I saw his little cottontail bouncing off, zigzagging away.
Same spot.
Yeah, same exact spot. So come when it gets a little colder, I'll get back there. But I didn't. What Chris told you, I completely did not.
Yeah, I said
that.
So. Mike's obsessing over this rabbit, and he goes, "Well, don't shoot the rabbit." I was like, "But rabbits are delicious." He goes, "Well, right now when it's warm outside, they carry some sort of parasite." So he said, "You want to wait till it cools off." So we're gonna have to do some research on that.
Yeah, I don't understand the biology of that, but I always bow to the more experienced hunter.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, when in the field, I'll just take his advice. Now, if later I can go stick my nose in a book like a nerd and find out that he's wrong, I'll text him for sure.
Yeah,
I'll
let him know.
Well, actually, Chris, I'll let him know. But I'm not gonna. I don't want to end up with a parasite or some bad meat because I decided I know more than a seasoned hunter for sure.
Right.
But yeah, it was yet another beautiful day. It only started warming up here at the end. We're both getting murdered with allergies right now, which is, I think, apparent in the quality of our voices.
Sure.
But we did hear some tales from campers as we came back. We told them that we were hunting small game, and they said, "Oh yeah, we had like 5 or 6 squirrels come up to the picnic table."
All the squirrels and rabbits are right here.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so we need sandwiches.
Correct. I think it's the pattern of the picnic blanket. I think that does that.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna research that too.
We're gonna pioneer a new camo.
It's new camo. It's the white and red check camo
with a Snickers wrapper on it.
I think that would kill. I think that would literally do really well.
And
I'm positive for a couple of weeks now that I think the best hunting in this entire park is probably within 100 feet of the dumpster of this camp.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Like they've learned, hey, guys with guns over there, free snacks and McDonald's wrappers over here.
Okay, did you guys know they can't hunt within 300 yards of the campsite? Let's all just hang out at the campsite.
Yeah, that makes
Also,
sense.
there's lots of food.
Also, maybe we should just hang out at the campsite and just eat food that we don't have to catch. Maybe we'll be better off.
Probably cheaper.
Maybe this just 100%, 1,000% cheaper. Like maybe this just becomes a camping out in state parks podcast.
Camp and Cooks. That's what we'll call it.
Camp and Cooks.
We'll change it from Camo and Hooks. That's an easy swap.
You can Photoshop like a couple of little lines and letters in there. You're fine.
Easy.
Yeah. I got a Photoshop degree. I can do that. All right, so plan going forward. What do you think? We'll probably do this again. It's gonna close off for us next week as archery deer season starts out here.
That's right. We can't hunt. We can't go around shooting shotguns while other guys are trying to kill deer with bow and arrow.
Yeah, not cool.
For the month of October. So we've got one more week. We're gonna try to get out here as many times as we can within the next week, as many times as our wives and lives and jobs and kids will allow.
Correct.
So maybe once.
Maybe once. And I'm voting for an evening hunt because all the dove hunting I've done has been in the evening. That's, every time I've had a successful dove hunt, it's been in the evening. I know they're active in the morning. We saw it today.
Yeah.
But I think an evening hunt would be fun. And now knowing what I know from Chris, assuming the research holds up, I'm going to hold you to that, Chris. That I'm not going to worry about catching rabbits. I'm not going to worry about that. And squirrels, I'm going to see as an opportunity thing.
Sure.
It's hard to come out now and think about squirrels. I tended to want to think about the furry critters more than I wanted to think about the birds. But after seeing today, we just need a dove hunt.
Yeah.
I think that's the take home for me.
Yeah. Let's get out here in the evening, and let's get some doves.
Yeah, more than one.
Yes.
I know that's ambitious. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you.
I'll be greedy.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Let's get them.
Yeah, and you got to figure we're not going to be the only ones out here.
Also that. Yeah, I have been out here in one evening, and I obviously had chosen the wrong spot because I heard guns popping off all around me. I didn't see any other hunters.
Yeah, I still haven't.
But I did hear the other hunters. We heard some today, too.
Yeah,
heard a few
sure.
pops go off, so.
For sure. They were shooting less than us.
That's true.
Yeah, so, maybe they just knew that they couldn't hit the things and they're smarter and save their money.
Or maybe they're better shots.
They could have. Very well could have been that.
Being much more efficient.
That's weird. He only shot once. Why would he do that? He's got 3. Doesn't make any sense.
If it's in there, you got to unload it, right?
Yeah, right.
That's how it works.
It's living life is all it is.
Sure.
No, and you got to think how many times do you have to come out before you start learning what the bad spots are and the good ones are. And I think we're coming out here with really no guidance as we're doing everything else.
It's our first year here. We've been out here twice together, and then I've been out here 2 more times without Mike. I think he's been out here once without me.
Yeah, I came out with the wife and a dog one time.
So, collectively, that's 6-7 trips out here.
Yeah, that's maybe...
That's not enough to learn the area.
Maybe a day's worth all put together. Yeah.
Right, and that's also parking from the same spot and going out from the same spot every time. There may be some other locations we could park and work our way in.
Yeah.
And find some different spots.
I think that's probably the way to do it, just more familiarity. I'd imagine, dude, there have to be guys that boat into this.
Yep.
You would think. Man, how fun would that be?
Must be nice.
Buy a boat already.
Tell Summer.
Wait for this podcast to take off. Yeah. Crowdfund that boat.
Yeah, if insert sporting goods sponsor here would just listen and insert themselves as our sponsor, we'd have a boat.
Yeah, somebody do me a favor. Just put this podcast on your phone or something and just walk around all those big sporting goods stores or whatever with it just blaring.
Yeah, ask for a manager.
Oh,
And have the podcast going. And be like, oh, hey, that's funny. These guys are hilarious. Have you heard this? Check it out.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you something, but first, let me finish listening to this.
Yeah. Also, they're looking for a boat. So, if you could give them a boat.
I'm sorry, why do I have to leave? I don't understand, sir. All right, well, that about wraps it up. We will do this again. We will get a break probably for archery deer season. I've got a line on a place to shoot, potentially get some meat. First week of archery deer season, I'll do an update on that in the next one.
Yeah, I've got a couple of options as well that I am working on. I hope they pan out.
Very good. And we'll probably, we'll get out here one more time, maybe do another one of these, and then we'll start talking. Start talking archery, start talking deer, and then we'll get out here. I don't want to give up on Lake Georgetown yet. I really feel like there's a lot to be done here, and I like the challenge.
Because after archery deer season, we can come back and we can keep looking for rabbits and squirrels.
Yep.
But then we can get into ducks.
That's true.
As well, which is a whole new bag of worms.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a lot cheaper. That'll save us a lot of money getting into duck hunting, right? That's what I hear. Yeah, it's a more inexpensive hobby.
Waders, calls,
decoys,
better
guns,
better shot.
Yeah. Practice. No, we're not doing practice.
No, practice.
All right, well, that is it from Lake Georgetown, guys. We'll see you next time.